Hi, my friends. We are back for, we're back for math today. We have our clock ready to tell some time. So here's what we're doing today. Today is the lesson for Wednesday, April 29th. And we are going to be telling time with our clock that we have here, and then you'll be doing some activities on Seesaw. But we are going to be telling the time from the nearest 5 minutes. So the time will end in either 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then it goes back again to the next hour. So we're going to be focusing on the minutes, but also watching the hour hand move as the minutes go by in the hour. Remember, let's just go over some basic reminders that we need to just remind ourselves about. So we talked about if it's, let's do this. If it's 1 o'clock, the time would look like this. The hour hand is pointing towards the 1, and the minute hand is pointing towards the 60 or the 0. So it is 1 o'clock. 1 with the colon with the 2 dots, 0, 0. Now, what happens if we go to 1:05? Remember, we say O if the minutes are under 10 minutes. So anything 10 minutes and under. Anything 9 minutes and under. So 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109. Then we would go 110. Okay? So let's practice we'll use the 1 o'clock. So I hope this clock moves as I move, but I'm going to show you what happens when the minutes start to go around. As you can tell, the hour is moving, but it's not moving at the right rate that I want it to. So if it was 1:05, it would look like this. You would actually see both of the hands on top of each other because the hour hand is on the 1 for 1 o'clock, and the minutes are also pointing at the 1, but the 1 actually means for the minutes actually means 5 minutes. It's the first marker for the minutes, the first hour, but if you remember the 1, you should remember that it's 5 minutes have gone by. Okay? So remember, these are the minutes on the inside and the hours are on the outside. On a regular analog clock, you only have the hour numbers. You only have the hour numbers. You do not have the minute numbers. You need to memorize them. Okay? So here is 1:05. Let's go to 1:10. 1:10. Here is 1:15. Now, I want you to look at something. I want you to look at the hour hand is not directly pointing at the 1, but it's kind of in between the 1 and the 2 because 15 minutes have gone by. So that's actually in fractions. That is 1/4. So 1/4 past 1 means 15 minutes. And as you can see, also, I don't want to get distracted, but if you look at the face of the clock, do you see these yellow? These are fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them, so there's quarters. If someone says 1/4 past 1, you would know that 1/4 would be 15 minutes. 2/4 past 1, you wouldn't say 2/4 because it actually means 1/2. You would say a half hour, or what would we say? We would say, 2/4 past. We would say, if you were talking about how much time has passed, you would say 3.5 hours. When you say half, that means 30 minutes. Or you could say 3 hours and 30 minutes, right? If you say 2 quarters, we don't usually talk like that. If you say, trying to think of another way. Hold on, let me think. Maybe it'll come to me. Don't worry about it. So, the hour hand is started to move past the 1 because it's going to move as the minutes move until we get to 2 o'clock. Okay, so watch. Now, we're going to go to 1:20. Now we're at 1:20. Do you see that? 1, it's looking here, but it is past 1 o'clock, so it's 1:20. 5, 10, 15, 20. We're at 20 minutes, right? It also says 20 here. What if we were going to 1? And look, as I clicked that, you could see the hour hand was moving. Watch. Good. 1:25. What if I went to 1:30? Let's see if the hour hand moves. Nope. Still kind of in the middle. Ooh, let me fix it a little bit. Okay. This is 1:30. 1 is the hour, 2 dots or a colon, 1:30. 30 minutes. You should always know that the 6 pointing directly down from the 12 that means that a half hour went by. A half hour means 30 minutes because it's half of 60, which there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. You need to remember that the 6 symbolizes also 30 minutes. It's just as important as remembering the 1 when we're remembering minutes or when we're memorizing minutes. We count by 5s. So even though I'm pointing towards a 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or 0. Okay? Let's go to 1:35. Here is 1:35. Let's go to 1:40. Oh, do you see how the hour moved? Good. Here's 1:40. Now you can see it's getting pretty close to the 2, but it is not 2 o'clock until it's pointing at the 2 or if it's after the 2. So in this case, this is not pointing at the 1, but it is after the 1 and it is not quite pointing at the 2. We are at 1:40. Let's go to 1:45. Oh, I hope you saw that. It turned. Sorry. I think this is an old clock, so it doesn't move the way it probably should. Here's 1:45. So a couple things we need to remind ourselves. Really important times. We know the starting point or the 0 mark is here, 0 or 60. 1/4, 15 minutes. 1/2, 30 minutes. 3/4 past is 45 minutes, or you could say a quarter until the next hour. Let me show you why. Here is our quarter. There's 1/4 left before it's the new time. So if someone says, it's a quarter to 2, that means it's 1:45 because there's 1/4 left. The quarter symbolizes the amount of time that's left until the next hour. So, for example, now I don't want you to think of quarter how we talked about quarters in cents and think of 25 cents because these quarters are 15 because the total is 60, not 100. Our total number is 60, not 100. Because 60 minutes are in 1 hour, right? Good. So 1/4 is 15, 2/4 or 1/2 is 30, 3/4, oh, I went the wrong way, sorry. 1/4 15, 2/4 or 1/2 30, 3/4 45, and then 4 all the way back up to 0 or 60. Okay? Let's keep going. So we're at 1:45. Now we're at 1:50. It's really close to the 2. Not quite there yet. Let's look at 1:55. Now, if you look at 1:55, it looks like it's pointing at the 2, but it is not quite there yet because 155, the time 155, or any time that ends in 50 or 55 or 58 or 59, any time that's really close to 60 is going to look like it's pointing at the new hour, but it's not there yet until you get to the starting point again, or you hit the 60 or the 0, which faces the 12. So now I would know it's 2 o'clock because it's pointing, the minute hand is pointing straight up. Do you see? Straight up to the 12, or if you look at the minutes, the 60 or the 0. Okay, let's practice some time and let's see if you know what time it is. What time is it here? Remember, we always start with the hour. The hour is in between the 9 and the 10. Which one comes first? The 9. Good. 9. So it is 9:25. If you can't see this, you should practice counting by 5 starting at the top. Let's pretend we didn't have this minute mark. It is 9, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 9:25. What if I did this? How about this time? Start with the hour hand. It's in between the 9 and the 10. Which hour do we always start with? Good, the smaller number. Not because 9 comes before 10. 9. I'm going to practice counting by 5s for the minute. So I know it's 9, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It is 9:40. And let's check. Good, it says 40 right here. 9:40. Good, let's go do another one. What's this one? Look at the hour hand first. The red arrow, the hour hand, is pointing in between the 5 and the 6. Which one comes first? 5. Good. So it's 5 what? Let's count by 5s. 5. You never start here. This is 0. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Good. It's 5:30. Oh, good. I remember that their 30 minutes is also linked to the 6 on the clock. So I remember that anyway. Good. Let's do 2 more. I'm going to try to make it tricky now, okay? Now I don't want you to be tricked. Let's look at the hour. The hour. Look really close. Is it pointing at the 5? Can't be 5 o'clock because I know my minute hand would have to be facing up here. Okay, it's in between the 4 and the 5. So it is 4 because 4 comes first. 4. Let's start by counting by 5s as if we didn't know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It is 4:55. Let's check. Good, 55. How many minutes until it's 5 o'clock? It is 4:55. If it ends in 55, and I know there's 60 minutes in an hour, how many more minutes until it's 5 o'clock? Or until it's the next hour? 5 minutes. Good. Now I know it's 5 o'clock because the minute hand is pointing directly straight up at the 12. And that means a new hour has begun. And it's pointing directly at the 5. Nice job. All right, friends. We're only focusing on, reading and identifying times that end in multiples of 5. So I'm going to have you go ahead and go over to Seesaw, and I'm going to give you pictures of a clock, and I want you to show me how the time would look or how to represent a time with a clock and using the drawing on Seesaw. Okay? All right, my friends, good luck. I hope you're enjoying it.